You wanna fight? Ah! Once more. Ah!
Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to a hopefully brief but entertaining video. I think the most fun you can have for $5, horologically speaking, of course. Do me a favour, if this one does indeed bring a smile to your dial, I would love it if you would give the video a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Now, I grew up in the 80s right at the peak of the first wave of the Transformers craze, but they've never really gone away. A succession of big budget Hollywood movies has kept the Transformers franchise in the hearts and minds of today's children. I guess the appeal of a robot that turns into a car, a truck or a plane is timeless. Now, I had plenty of the toys as a kid, but I never had a watch, which is a bit of a shame because if I had had one and I had kept it in good condition, it would be worth a pretty penny these days. The Skmei is a little bit cheaper. These are less than $6 from the Skmei official store on AliExpress. Plenty of them on eBay as well. You'll probably pay a couple of dollars postage. I will leave links to both of those in the description of the video. Now, I'm not suggesting that you dump your Seiko or your Orient and start rocking one of these as a daily. I reckon they have got massive appeal as a stocking filler for kids this Christmas, especially if you're trying to get your son, daughter, your niece or your nephew into watches. I had my 3-year-old nephew and the 9-year-old son of a friend over here the other day, and they both expressed an interest in the watch. Indeed, the 3-year-old tried to leave with it. I had to tell him that I would give it to him after I had recorded the video. He wasn't happy, threw the watch at me and left the house in a huff. So it certainly has kiddie appeal. Let's flip the camera and have a look at it. I think it's safe to say that I have had more than $5 worth of fun out of this one already. Now, for $5 you do not get an officially licensed product, but then when did official licensing ever bother Skmei? I'm not going to take forever with this one, just run you through some very basic dimensions and specifications and show you what it looks like on my wrist and show you what that robot looks like unleashed. So it's definitely aimed at children, but it does fit me. Admittedly, I'm on the last of the holes in the strap. You could probably punch one more, but you're not going to be seriously wearing this one if you have much more than a 7.5-inch wrist, I reckon. So 42mm in diameter. Now, kind of funny construction, lug to lug, if that is even possible, of 55mm. I reckon it's 14mm lug width. So if you've got some 14mm straps lying around the house, or you're prepared to cannibalize some larger straps, then I guess you could put it on something different, but then why would you want to? 16mm thick, but weighing in at a gargantuan 25 grams altogether. So definitely one for the kiddies. Plastic construction throughout. Now, the listing on the Skmei official store refers to this as German PU. So it is certainly German PU resin, definitely light and flexible, nice and comfortable, printed with some kind of pseudo Transformers pattern there. And there's a pseudo Transformers pattern logo printed on the bottom of that one. Buckle also made of plastic. It all looks like it will last a reasonable duration of time because we all know how hard kids are on everything. On the back it advertises that it takes an LR41 battery. These are literally 20 cents on eBay, so if the kid of your choice doesn't destroy this by the time the battery runs out, you can replace it yourself for 20 cents. And there it is, the robot unleashed. So I guess from the colour tones they've gone for a kind of pseudo Optimus Prime look. I remember the ones that turned into cassettes back in the 80s. Do you remember what a cassette was? You probably had to experience the 80s to do so. So it's actually a little more articulated than I thought it would be. The legs move, the arms move. It's even got little hands that come out here, and the head moves as well. So if you are so inclined like I was, you can do all kinds of kung fu moves with this thing. Flipping it over, you can see a couple of screws holding the back on. I assume there's a tiny little digital movement in there, and a couple of screws holding the legs together. But what of the watch, I hear you ask? Yes, this is a functioning watch. Only 2 little buttons, pretty simple. The only module I've seen that is as simple as this one is the LED module in my Gerlach Cosmonauta, which is replicating one from the 1970s. So 2 buttons. This one displays the time permanently. Press it once and it'll display the date and the month. Press it a second time and you've got ticking seconds. A third time and you're back to the time. If you want to adjust it, you press the right hand button. So press it once, that adjusts the date of the month. That's the day of the month, the hour, the minute, and we're back to 0, and that is pretty much that. So that is what a $5 knockoff Transformer watch looks like on my 7-inch wrist. It is a chunky little thing, but then it weighs pretty much next to nothing. As I said, I'm on the last hole, no need for that retainer. It is spinning freely on the other side there. Legibility, not so much, but then again, if you're 4 years of age, your eyes are probably sharper than mine and you'll have no problem reading that tiny little LCD layout in the robot's chest. Yeah, so you've already seen the robot in action outside in natural light. That is what the watch looks like on my wrist. I don't think you'll be slipping this one under a shirt cuff and rocking it at the office Monday to Friday. Perhaps it's a little too casual for a black tie occasion as well, but it definitely reeks of fun. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Super simple, super fun, a toy and watch combined for $6. How can you really complain at that price? So there you have it. If you know a watch that is more fun for less money than this one, I would love to hear about it. I'm not suggesting that you should all rush out and buy one of these for yourselves. It does have a certain novelty charm about it though, but it only just fits me, so do bear that in mind if your wrist is much over 7 inches. I reckon this is a shoe-in Christmas present, stocking filler for kids, nieces, nephews, sons and daughters, etc. this Christmas. $5 plus change, it's a cracker. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you, I hope, in a future video.